Hey guys, it's your girl Vanessa here. Welcome back to another video. In today's video, I'm going to share with you how to make this amazing hair butter that way you can add to your regimen to help you keep your hair super moisturized and prevent it from breaking. And also, this butter will help you thicken your hair if you use it consistently enough. So if you're interested in how to make this, definitely make sure that you keep on watching and please watch till the end of the video because I show you exactly how to do this, and also so you can see basically everything that goes into it. Now, before we get into the video, I want to say a huge thank you if you're a returning subscriber. Thank you so much for your support. Like, I really don't take this for granted, guys. Thank you so much for coming back and watching my videos, liking, commenting, and all of that good stuff. I do appreciate you. Now, if you're new here, please consider clicking that subscribe button to join the family. You will definitely love it here. Lots of recipes for natural hair to help you in your journey. So let's hop into the video. So the first ingredient we're going to need, guys, would be some flax seeds. So these are brown flax seeds, but you can use any flax seeds of your choice. It could be the golden one as well. So for this recipe, I'm adding about 2 to 3 tablespoons of flax seeds. Now, flax seeds are high in protein, and this helps to kind of thicken your hair and just give it volume. It also helps to prevent your hair from breaking, guys, because it makes your hair quite nice and strong. Next, we're going in with some cloves. Cloves, again, super amazing. They are full of vitamins and antioxidants that do help in keeping your hair in a really good, healthy state. And also, it can be used to help promote healthy hair growth. So I added about 2 tablespoons. Next, I'm going in here with some water, and I'm just going to pop it on the stove and allow it to reduce. Just make sure that you're there, guys, and you're checking it consistently, because if you go, it's going to boil over and then the whole thing will pour on your stove. So you know it's ready when you start to notice the liquid is starting to become a bit slimy and also thick in consistency. So take it off the stove, allow it to cool down, and then we're going to go ahead and strain using a recap, and that we will use as the base or kind of moisturizing agent in our butter. So to make the butter now, we'll be mixing the oils and the butters. So for this, I'm using shea butter. I got this from Amazon. This is actually not the one that I use in my hair products. I use the actual shea butter, like the real one that comes right from Africa. But you can get the one from Amazon, guys, if you want to. So use any butter, shea butter that you have. So I just added a bit of that essentially. Next, I'm going in with some mango butter. Now you can also replace this for cocoa butter if you want to. It would be better essentially if I had measurements, guys, but I'm sorry, I do not have measurements. I usually just eyeball this. So just use as much as you think is necessary. Obviously, if you're trying to achieve a really thick buttery consistency, then you have to add more butter and less liquid. So you can play around with this based on your preference. So next, I'm going in with a little bit of olive oil as well. Again, if you want it to be more liquid in consistency, then do not add add more liquid and olive oil and less butter essentially. So I'm popping the whole thing on the stove and I'm just allowing it to melt. So until everything has melted, I'm going to go ahead and take it off the stove. So this is it here, all nice and melted. So I'm going to take this off the stove. You do not have to allow it to cool down, guys. Just take it off the stove, and then we're going to go ahead and mix in our flax seeds and clove gel that we made earlier. Now you can also replace this for aloe vera juice or aloe vera gel if that's what you have, but I prefer this especially because the flax seeds and the cloves are really good at making hair quite nice and strong and also thick. And it's also a really good way to use cloves, guys, especially those of you who find cloves a bit too strong or perhaps too drying for your hair. This is one of the ways that you can incorporate this into your regimen. So as you notice, I didn't add all of the all of the gel. I just added a little bit just because I really just wanted to see what the consistency of it was going to be like. I popped this in the freezer, and that's why you're noticing that it has started to become a little bit solid, like the oils or the butter is starting to form a bit at the top. So I'm now going ahead with my hand mixer. I'm going to mix everything just to make sure it is you know, properly sort of combined. And then obviously you can keep on mixing it until it starts to thicken. Now, to make the process a little bit quicker, you might have to pop this back in your freezer and just allow it to harden a little bit until you go ahead and whip it again. So this is what consistency I had the first time that I whipped it. So I'm going to pop that in the freezer, and then that's what it looks like after it's sat in the freezer again for about maybe 5 to 10 minutes. So you can see it has thickened a bit more in consistency compared to what I had before. So I'm going back in again with my hand mixer, and I'm just going to whisk it until this time around I get like a thicker consistency. Now, if you find that your butter is a bit too runny, then just make sure that you pop it back in the freezer and allow it to harden, and then go back in. If it separates, it might be better to just start all over again. So just pop the pot on the stove, allow it to melt again. Perhaps this time add a bit more butter until you are happy with the consistency. So this is what I ended up with. This consistency for me was perfect. So I'm going to go ahead now and add in some extra bits. So I'm adding some fragrance oil there just to make it smell a bit better. I've also got a bit of preservatives, again, just to prevent like microbial growth in this butter. So I will be adding a few drops of that as well. I got this from Eco-Nessence, so you can check their website out if you want to, but there are other preservatives you can also use online. So after adding those, I'm going to go ahead and whisk it again, or mix it again, until I'm kind of sure that everything has properly combined. Now remember that you can also add some essential oils to this if you want to. So yeah, feel free to do that. Sometimes when you add essential oils and the preservatives and all that, sometimes it liquefies a bit more, so you might have to pop it back in your freezer and just allow it to harden a bit, and then go back in and whisk it again, essentially. So yeah, it's pretty simple to make, really. Sometimes you're just getting the consistency of it that's a little bit tricky, but just like I said, if you're struggling with getting the right consistency, you can definitely play around with the temperature of this, or maybe just add a bit more butter or more gel. So I was happy with that consistency, guys. So I'm just popping it in a mason jar. This is actually one of the jars in which coconut oil, I get my coconut oil in. So I just decided to use the jar essentially. So I'm just popping that in there, and I'm just going to store it and also use it on my hair. So right now it has like a little bit of a softer consistency, but once it cools down or sort of sits around a bit, it will harden a bit more. Now in the summer, because it's really hot like it is right now, it can melt if it's somewhere warm. So it's probably better to keep it in a cool, dry place if you can, because that will prevent it from melting. But even if it melts, guys, it's fine. It's still pretty good on the hair. You can use this as a pre-poo treatment if you want to, or as a butter just to seal the moisture in your hair. And like I said, using it regularly will help you increase the thickness of your hair, and can also help to minimize breakage and prevent hair loss. So use it whenever it's needed. So this brings me to the end of the video. I hope that you guys have enjoyed watching. Please, if you did, don't forget to thumbs up the video, guys. It really helps me out on here. Also, don't forget to share the video with somebody you believe could benefit from it, and obviously leave a comment if you have any questions or anything that perhaps you would like to know, and I will get round to it as soon as I can. Thanks for watching, guys. Until next time, bye.